Hello fellow brewers, you've seen the keg build or keg conversion, so now we're going to build a control panel to control the temperature of the water of the HLT. So this is going to consist of its own power supply from the consumer board into a control panel with an on-off switch, with a PID, and it will go down to 2 single sockets, so I can control both heating elements. So if I want to turn one off, I can, and the rest is going to be the build. So I'll show you what I'm going to do next. Cheers. Right, so I've put all the connections in the bottom. So we're going to have, you'll see the on-off switch, the power supply is going to come in through the top, and it's going to go to, you see it? So this is going to be live, neutral and earth, and then this will be live and earth going off to the live and earth going off to the 2 sockets. Alright, so, and then the top has been, there we are, another email I'm going to delete. So here is where the double socket's going to go. I just need to drill a hole there for the on-off switch, and just there is where the PID is going to go. And that's it. Alright, so far all the bits are fitted, and on the base I've fitted, this is where the cable's going to go, the power supply is going to come in, and this is where the PT100 is going to come out. So next thing I'm going to do is fit the SSR. I'm going to be pulling 21 amps, so I've gone for a 40 amp SSR. So just to make sure you put heatsink paste on there, and spread that about. Hopefully that'll be enough.
So Willow, go forth and do your thing. And Pets in a Pickle Pet Insurance will keep you protected through surprise attacks, imaginary foes, and beyond. Get a free quote today at Pets.
That's that, and then cut the little M4 bolts.
Being a man, you can read anywhere. That's not true. Legally, that's not true. Yeah, like to speak and marriage. Well, I'd like you to be married. You could wither me down the aisle. You could wither me down the aisle. Ellis James and John Robbins, Saturday afternoon.
There, so that's fixed. Put the cap back on. You never know. It's the second time I've had to do this. So next I'm going to start wiring up. So that'll be the next bit. Right, we're going to start wiring, so I'm just going to show you how I prepare the wires for connecting into these terminals here. So literally wire snippers, little cut, and then lever off with the thumb. That's that bit, and then I've got these connectors. I couldn't get the spade connectors, so I've just gone with these. So that goes in there. You don't want the wire sticking out the end. You want it to make a good connection. So I'll take a little bit more off of that one. So lever off the thumb, that's as far as it's going to go in. So that's that, and then get the crimps, get red on red.
I once said to a call from Manchester, I said, you know, how do you manage to get this far without swearing like this? And I suggested that you've been sort of going to see your grands and conversations, go, no, she's even worse than me.
That didn't work.
Because he's thought so much in our off-air discussion, which we haven't had the benefit of. Lee, who are you going to take with you? You know what, I'm not sure yet. I'm going to be very popular though, and all that, so someone's going to have to learn that. Yeah, be very careful with this though, because you can do people use sort of stuff, and then they can turn. Yeah, they can turn. Tread carefully. He's a good lad, he looks after me, and he's more on the left. He's more on the left side, so I'm going to show him the way.
There we go. So he's on. No, he's not on tight. Right, finally got it on nice and firm. So, all best laid plans. Right. So this is going to go into here. This is the live bank, so on the other side we're going to put these connectors in, so that will make everything. That wire I just put in is the main power supply, so that's going to go there. That bridge, if you like, is going to make everything that goes on there live. All done up tight. Okay, so that's that in there like that, and so I'm going to do the same. I just realised that's the wrong bank, it's got to go on that one. Right. Okay, the other night as well, I realised that I said that I've got live neutral earth on this side, and then I said I've got live earth over here. It's not, it's live neutral. Earth is going to go straight to that bank, and then the earths are going to go from there to the sockets, and that's it. So I need to change that, and then I'm going to prepare the rest of the wires. Alright, so I'll see you in a bit. Right, I've wired up the control panel. So the first recommendation would be, when you're sat next to the kegerator, draw a wiring diagram, and then it's easier to follow when you're slightly inebriated. Alright, so what we've got is, there is the back of the on-off switch, so you can see just here live and neutral, and they go over to the live and neutral banks. So one live, so this, the other live wire goes off to the PID, and that is joined. So there's a second live wire in there that then goes to the bank. That's it. There we are. It goes to the live bank just there. The neutral goes to the main neutral bank, and then goes off to the PID. Where's my finger? There. Okay, so that has a neutral coming out of there, and that goes that goes to a number 2 on the SSR. Number 1 on the SSR goes down to the neutral bank. The other 2 neutrals you see there are going off to the sockets. Yeah. Oh. Right, I had to stop momentarily then, because the wife called me to check if the chicken was done. So, even though I told her I was recording, never mind. Can't be helped. So I think I've done 2 and 1. Neutral's going off to the socket. On the other side of the SSR, we've got 3 goes to 4 on the back of the PID. 4 on the back of the SSR goes to 3 on the PID. And then we've got, well, we've got neutrals going off to the sockets, earth's going off to the sockets, and on this bank we've got live going off to the sockets, and that's it. So if I try and, which way is it? That way. Okay, so that's all it. The PID, incidentally, is a MyPin TA4. So this is the wiring for that PID. I don't know if it's different for other PIDs, but that's it. So just show you the wiring diagram again. Just have that. There's an eye drop alarm. There's an email. There we go. So best to have that when you've been drinking and doing this. So that is about all the wiring that is needed. So the next thing now is to connect up from the consumer board and get it all brought round the shed in the conduit to the consumer to the control panel. There we go. Alright, so the control panel is nearly completed. So I'm going to try and quickly run through. I've actually changed it because the wire I had before was really stiff and I couldn't close the door, and then a bit of the wire broke, so I wasn't happy with that. So I went and got some 2.5mm flex and basically stripped all these wires out of the outer casing and installed it. So what we've got is live, neutral and earth coming in. The live and neutral is going to the rotary switch, and then the live is then going out, well, the live and the neutral go out and they go to the 2 banks here. Now they don't necessarily have to do that. I've really only done it because these banks come in a pack of 5, so I've just used them all up. So the live from the switch would actually go to number 2 on the back of the PID, and then from number 2 on the PID, this is a MyPin TA4, that then would go to the socket or your outlet. So I've actually put it down to the bank because I've got 2 sockets. So one wire is coming from the PID and then these 2 go off to the socket. Neutral would actually come from the switch to number 2 on the SSR, and then number 1 on the SSR would then go to your socket or your outlet. So again, I've put it onto a bank, and so one of those is from the SSR, the other 2 go off to the sockets, and then 3 on the SSR goes to 4 on the PID, 4 on the SSR goes to 3 on the PID, and then I've got a PT100 coming in, and that's how it's wired up on there. So can't remember what numbers they were there, but that's how it's wired up. So that's that there. So I just wanted to show you inside there before I put the cover on. I've fed it round in a bit of conduit all the way around, and that goes down to the fuse box, and then I'm just waiting for a 25 amp MCB, and we'll be up and running. So there we are. That's the control panel all built. So next thing is testing.
Which is excellent. Okay, if you see him,